Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today we're going to make these flowers, and these have been done in red and gold. Now to the back of them I've added a stencil. So I've got my stencil and my flower dies ready. I'm going to do this one in blues and silvers. So I've got my blues and I've got my smusher and my water spray. Now for the silver, it doesn't matter whether you've got embossing powder, silver leaf or flakes. All will work exactly the same. You will also need some glue that you can leave to dry and then add your flake to it. So to start with, we're going to put the colour down on our piece of card. So with an A4 piece of card and my two shades of blue, so I've got chipped sapphire and speckled egg, and I'm going to start with the lightest one and pop this down on my mat. So I'm going to put plenty on because I've got a lot of paper to cover, and I'm going to squirt that with some water. And then with my smusher I'm going to dot this colour around on my plain white card. Now in between these colours I'm going to dry it off with my heat tool. And then I'm going to repeat the process with the chipped sapphire. So we'll put plenty down, spritz it, and with the smusher we're just going to add the colour onto our card. Now again I'm going to dry that off, and then I'm going to go over it again with the speckled egg, because this dark blue's taken out too much of the paler colour that I want in my base. So once that's dry, I'm going to go over it with any glue that you've got, and we're just going to put some down in random areas. I'm not being neat with it, I'm just getting it down in the little areas where I want it. And I'm sure you can hear it raining, it's absolutely throwing it down here. And it's beating down onto the windows in my craft room. Now we'll leave that to go tacky, and you can see where the glue is and where the areas are that I've left. So we'll leave that to go tacky now, and then I'll come back and show you what to do with the silver flakes. Now once your glue's gone tacky, you can take your flakes, and it doesn't matter which you use. You're just going to pop these down onto your painted panel, onto your inked panel, and you're going to make sure that you get it all stuck to the glue that you've got on there. Now once you've got all your flakes stuck on there, take either a soft sponge or a soft brush and just go over the top of it, and that will remove all the loose bits that are there. So if you sweep them all to one side, you should be able to get these back into your box, and they can be used again the next time you want to use some gilding flakes. Now I think I'd like a little bit more here, so we'll just put some glue there and we'll leave that to dry. Now once they're all pressed in place and it's all dry, take a stiffer sponge and just go over the top, and that again will remove any loose flakes that are still on there. And now that's ready for you to use on your cards. So once you have this, you can take your flower dies and you can use any pattern flower that you have, and you can just add these to your cards. Now this one has been made with these, and I've done the 3 layers and glued them together, and this is a spiral blossom, and that's been done with that one, and all I've done is twirl that around and glued it at the bottom. So you can choose whichever style you want or whichever flower dies you happen to have in your crafting stash. Now I'm using these, so I've cut myself some more flowers, and I'm going to shape these now into what I want for my cards. So this is an old mouse mat, and I'm just going to lay my petals down onto my mat, and I'm going to curl the edges with my bowl tool and come down towards the centre. And I'm going to do that on all of them. So once I've done that, flip them all back over, and into the centre I'm going to push my bowl tool again, and that just brings up the side petals a little bit more. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pinch the petals and again I'm going to do that on all of them, and then once I've done that I can layer these petals all together. So I want 3 per flower. Now for my flowers, I've added a small blue pearl to the centre. I have my 5x7 base card, and I have a blue layer that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then I have another white mat that will sit on the front, and it's this piece that we're going to stencil. Now to go under my flowers, I've also got some leaves. So I've cut these from my favourite die, and they will sit on my card. So let's work on this piece first. Now I'm going to use the same shades of ink that I've used for the base, and that is my speckled egg and my chip sapphire, and I'm going to just dot some flowers around here in a random area with leaves on them as well. And your palest ink, go over the flowers where you want them on your card, very lightly, coming in towards the centre so that you don't damage the bridges that are on your stencil. Now you can add as many flowers and leaves as you wish, and then once you've got that colour on, go to your darkest colour, and again very lightly start in the centre of the flower and work your way out. And then with the palest one again, go over the whole lot just to blend it in. Now once you've done that and you've put as many flowers on there as you would like, and I'm going to add another one down there, then you can come to your green ink and you can add in your leaves wherever you would like them. So we'll have some here. Now be careful not to go outside of the stencil. Now with another stencil, which is a dotty stencil, and some silver ink, and again a small brush, I'm just going to add some dots around the flowers. Now with a black fine liner pen, I'm going to go around the outside of these flowers, just tracing the shape as I go. And I'm going to do the same with the leaves. I'll put some imaginary veins into the leaves. And I'm going to continue with this until I've gone all the way over the design. Now once I've done that, I'm also going to go around the edge with just a straight line. Well, it's not straight, it's wobbly, but you know what I mean. And then every so often we'll put in some stitches. Now that can be added to the slightly larger backing, and that can go on the front of the card. Now I'm just going to have a dry run with this, and then I'll go away and glue it all in place. So these are my leaves, and they can come along here. And then these flowers can be added along there. And to the top of that then I will add in my sentiment. So there's another way to make some flowers for your cards, and this is using inks and gilding flakes. This is the blue and silver one, and this is the red and gold one that I made earlier. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you like this kind of video. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.